All right, Joshua.
Uh-oh.
So it's been about a half an hour. Featherbottom has gone through a good chunk of his bottle, and his words are beginning to slur a bit more as he's going on. And he's speaking in like patches of about 30 seconds with unnaturally long pauses in between as he's relating stories about North Africa. And
still sweating like a sieve.
he is. That has not seemed to stop at all. And about that time, you see the door slide open again. Reddington comes out, and he appears dressed the same way he was. Closes it, looks around.
As he comes out, as soon as he starts to turn his head, I'll kick back over, give it like a 3 count, and then just glance to see if he's looking.
He's not looking like suspiciously at anyone. He's just kind of looking around, and then he makes his way out of the Bellevue.
Well, good sir, thank you for your tale.
Yeah, of course.
I'll leave you to your savoring. Looks like you're about done there.
I'm getting close.
Enjoy your rest of the day. Good luck finding a nice clean alleyway. Watch out for limpers.
Good advice. Yes, I'm probably due for a good relaxing nap soon. I should probably find some place for that. You hear the bartender goes, "Yeah, you're not going to be here. You got to get out." Yes, I know. Perhaps, Mr. Young, you would be so kind as to at least escort me out of this place. I shall take care of it from there, but just escort me so that my dignity may remain intact, for I may have taken a bit too many drinks as I've related my various tales to my father.
I'll pull a couple of $2.
All right.
Out of my vest. Help him up.
Okay.
Stuff this in his vest pocket or jacket pocket or something like that.
All right.
And basically say, perhaps you can find a bed under a roof tonight. Or at least a tent.
Is he aware that you stuffed it?
Yeah, I'm saying this to him as I'm putting a couple of bucks in his pocket. So, where shall I escort you out to? Shall we just wander and get some air? Sounds like a great plan. And then I basically pull him along in tow. Okay. One old guy leading a drunk. And I will play up a little bit of stagger as well, kind of matching his, so it looks like we're potentially I'm not totally hammered, but tipsy. That's what I'm going for.
All right.
And escorting him out and trying to follow Blondecoat Samuel.
Okay.
As best I can with a drunk in tow.
Do you have bluff at all?
How about persuasion?
Yeah, persuasion will work. Go ahead and make that.
5.
All right, so you stumble, and you're making a pretty decent show of it. You're able to also keep an eye on where Reddington's going. Travels down Main Street, goes up Gold, makes his way to, clearly you can tell because you can hear it. It's a blacksmith shop.
Okay.
You positioned yourself in such a way that he's leaning up against, or he's sitting on a barrel, and you're leaning up against him a bit, and it's easy to get him to just talk. Mm-hmm. So he's providing a little bit of verbal cover for you.
If he starts to drift or wander, potentially sleep, I will, hey, what's up this way in the town? And basically provoke more speech from him in that regard.
Yeah.
As we keep moving to keep him talking.
Okay, and yeah, he easily launches into it. So do you want to see exactly what Blondecoat is doing? Because Blondecoat, continues up, and it looks like he hooks into this blacksmith shop.
Goes into the blacksmith.
Into the blacksmith shop.
No, I'll stay outside of the blacksmith shop.
Featherbottom continues to talk.
I will before Featherbottom totally loses consciousness.
All right.
Because it's only get worse with him. Idea of where a flophouse might be that he could stay for a couple of bucks, or a tent to dump him off in, basically.
It looks like if you were to continue up this street, and it quickly becomes less of a street and more of a walked, heavy path, and there's a number of tents there that you might be able to dump him into one of those or something.
Yeah. Okay.
You see off the other side of the street, though, there's like this little girl is just kind of watching the two of you. She has a very kind of curious look because he's going on and on, and his voice occasionally goes up and then it will go down, and he'll begin to mumble, and but she's just looking at you like.
It's funny looking Annie.
What's wrong with him?
A lot.
He doesn't look very well.
No, he's not. Beware the dangers of drink. Unless you want some, and I'll reach in and slowly pull my bottle out of my saddlebag that I've got thrown over one shoulder.
No, I'm good.
Then just run along, little girl.
Okay, all right.
Creepy old guy.
Scampers off. After about maybe 10 minutes, you see Reddington come back out. He backs out a little bit. He's saying a few words to the blacksmith. You can't tell. Obviously, you can't hear what he's saying.
Right. Especially with Ratio talking in my other ear.
Yes, that makes it even worse. But it doesn't look like he's having any sort of angry exchange.
Yeah.
He's just saying something, and then he finally nods, and he turns, and he is carrying something in his left hand that best could be described, looks like a rather large-looking helmet of sorts. And you can see there's like an eye slit kind of cut in there, but the rest of it looks like a large helmet, far too big for
anybody to wear.
Okay. Or your normal-sized man to wear. And then he's walking back down the street.
I'm going to go dump Ratio off and then try to catch up to Blanca.
So we're back at the table.
We are.
Do you want to just roll the dice for this, or do you want to play a couple of hands?
Porter's cowed, so he's probably not going to say much unless provoked. So we could probably go with rolling. Because he kind of wants to listen to how they banter, watch how they play, that sort of thing.
Sure.
The bigger problem is, do I cheat?
Ooh, yes. Do you cheat?
Porter's had a couple brushes, but he's getting pretty confident in himself lately. As cowardly as he is, this is one thing he hasn't lost at. I think he's going to. I know you kind of expected it, but yeah, he's going to cheat.
Brent, do you want to be Charlie Rich, Con Stapleton, or Willie Massey?
Oh, I'll be Charlie Rich.
All right. Yeah, it does fit. All right. First 20 minutes of hands.
All right.
All right, Charlie. Let's see what you got there.
Now, were you cheating?
No, not
because that's called cheating.
Oh, he was actually not cheating.
Oh, that's a good roll. That's a really good roll. How come when my best rolls come when I'm in the most dangerous gambling situation? I rolled a 12.
I totally want to send a bidding for Charlie.
Oh wow, poor Charlie.
Actually, you know what? Charlie is a wild card. Since you're playing him, so we'll let him be a wild card. Go ahead and pull 2 chips out of there for Charlie.
Yeah, I think he would.
So the person who got the lowest in this case then was Willie Massey. He got a 1. So what did you get?
A 12.
A 12. So that'd be what? 11. So
11.
$22.
$22.
Ooh. Both Jasmine and Khan got a 4. What did you get?
3.
All right. So one of them breaks even. We will say that it is Jasmine, and then Khan takes some of Charlie's money.
$2.
First 20 minutes of hands in the conversation that you have, they reminisce a little bit about Wild Bill briefly, but then Jasmine, she asks you what you know about the story of Wild Bill, and what is everything that you've heard. And as you relate what you know, there's either some head nods in agreement, or there's some scoffs that wasn't quite like that. And then they would go on to kind of explain a little bit of the facts of it all. At one point, though, during the break, so Charlie, tell me, you're clearly still alive, so the past year has been kind to you? I don't see anything untoward about your appearance right now.
More or less okay. People don't like it when I deal in aces and eights still.
Well, of course not. You have a reputation. Yeah. That was the unfortunate part about all that, Porter. He was the one who dealt that hand. He was also the one who wouldn't give up his seat. But, by rights, you were there first. So it was yours. You don't all have to be so quiet. This is I understand, everyone. It's a somber occasion, but first of all, we have a guest, so I think it's all right to be. There's no need to be nervous. And she puts a hand on your wrist. There really is no need to be nervous. People like you, people like me, people like them.
I'd be nervous. I'm not nervous, but I'd be nervous.
I'm nervous.
Don't let him fool you like that. Actually, he's just a little teddy bear. He talks a lot. He talks a big game. And he is good with his guns. No doubt about it on that one. But he's still kind in the heart of it all. Willie kind of says, are we going to play some more, or are we just going to sit here and just talk about things? I would like to play. My arm is beginning to hurt. Ooh, Willie, yeah, show Porter the scar, Willie. Oh my God. I'd like to see the scar. It's been a while since I've seen the scar. Fine. He begins to roll up his sleeve, and his left arm, you can see there is a indent in the bicep area of his arm. Looks like there was a chunk that was taken out. He just kind of holds it up. He goes, there, are you happy? And Jasmine, she reaches and she has to stretch over a little bit, and she touches it. She puts her finger on the hole, and she kind of smiles a little bit and closes her eyes. And she leans back over to you. Willie, see, when the shot went through Wild Bill's face, came out and hit Willie right through the arm. Went right through his arm.
Really?
It did. It hurt, of course. But Willie, he's a sentimental old fool. He actually kept, because the doc pulled it out, Willie kept the bullet. Jack McCall's bullet. And he still has it. He won't tell me where it is, though I suspect he probably keeps it in a safe place on his ship somewhere. He will not take me for a ride on his ship, and he will not tell me where it is, despite my best efforts otherwise. I'm going to guess that Charlie knows where it is. Charlie and Willie sometimes get thick as thieves after they've had a little bit to drink. Charlie, you probably know, don't you?
I might need another drink.
We would like some more drinks over here, and courtesy of the winner of the table for this past few hands, Mr. Porter Holt.
Why, that's one thing that you're saying tonight I agree with.
Aw, see? That's good. That's good. Well, while our drinks are being brought over to us, perhaps we should listen and acquiesce to Willie's request.
The good stuff.
Yes, the good stuff. Absolutely. Do not disappoint my gunslinging friend, Mr. Charlie Rich. Because Mr. Charlie Rich, when he doesn't get what he wants, he can turn into a little bitch of sorts. That's my little joke, Charlie, on you. You know I love you, Charlie. Let's play some more cards. That's before Willie gets angry.
She's teasing him, and I'm just getting whiter. I'm thinking, man, the last time all them probably played cards together, someone got shocked.
So now you're waiting for it to happen again?
Yes.
The bartender does indeed. She comes over and she places drinks in front of you. She gives you another shot of whiskey. He'll probably want the bottle, though, so you can go ahead and bring the bottle, and he's going to pay for it. Right? You're going to pay for it. All right, let's play some more cards. Finally, let's play some more cards. Colin has not said a word this entire time. And let's roll that. I feel much better about how this round of hands has gone. It seems a bit more even. I mean, Willie, I'm sure, is not liking any of this at all. That's actually true. The month I allotted for myself, a game, I'm about up. I'm about out. In fact, I think if you don't mind, straight as head, I think I'll probably excuse myself as well. I'd like to go and walk around a little bit. I have some other friends I need to talk to. Yeah, that's how you feel, Will.
When I came out of the curtain, was it Willie?
It was Willie.
Okay.
He seemed a bit grumpy about it all.
Yes, I will kind of wait for him.
He hat tips to the table.
Be seeing you later, Willie.
Yeah, he will. We're still done.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Wouldn't miss it.
Good.
It's tradition.
It is tradition. You guys got your own traditions without me? Not everything can involve you, my lady. All right. That's the way you feel. He walks out. Con, I probably should go as well.
Oh, one more.
All right, I can go at least one more.
I mean, after all, we all decided to not let the new guy keep winning, right?
That's true. She pats you again on the... Don't listen to him. Don't listen to him. I am taking the train back up to Fargo, though, but that's tomorrow. But yeah, all right.
While the second hand's going on,
All right.
or the, I guess, third round is
Yes.
going on, Miss Watili.
Yes.
Now, there are a lot of stories about who was sitting at the table. I don't remember your name coming up. Imagine my surprise when you're sitting casually talking to pretty famous names.
Well, that's an interesting story. If you should know, I did not play at that table. At that time, I don't think you'll mind me speaking of him as he's not here. It's nothing that nobody at this table doesn't know about anyway. I was in a relationship of sorts with Mr. Mann, Mr. Carl Mann. Or you could say, I like to say that at the time he was my man. He and I were an item of sorts at that point in time. Bill, at least according to what Carl told me, he didn't like to play with an even number of people. So if I had been allowed to play, we would have been an even number of people. But I was, no one had any objections to me sitting and watching. Although I do remember specifically when we sat down to play, Bill asked that I remain behind Carl, which is where I sat, and that I not get up and walk around the table. You know, he was leery of cheaters. And then if I did get up, which I did from time to time to get Carl or maybe get someone else a drink or two, that I took the scenic route, so to speak, around to go there. So nothing happened. Now, Bill wasn't very happy still with my presence, I think, but that was because Carl had a good streak of luck that day and he was winning. Things weren't going so well for Bill in the game at that time. Since I was there when it all happened, they all were nice enough to let me play from that point forward. Or when we would get together to do this, or when we decided to get together. So this is really our first time, right, Charlie? Since that day that we've been able to get together and play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Which I'm glad I'm here. I'm glad I came. Carl and I are not together anymore. I've gone on to other things, and Carl, he had his business dealings that he got involved in, and that's just fine. But I'm glad I got to come here and meet somebody like yourself, Mr. Holt.
I'm no one really that important. Not like present company.
Oh, I think you might be selling yourself short. Charlie, sure, he has his talents. He's very good with his gun. Willie, he's a ship captain, for goodness sakes, and he hauls cargo up and down various rivers throughout Missouri and through those dangerous waters. Con, he owns a number of concerns of business nature in Minnesota. And of course, Carl, he has his businesses here. Me, I'm probably the least important of them all. And you, I'm sure that you have some exceptional skills. You certainly must have a curiosity about you if you've decided, and she gestures towards the curtain, if you decided to go and seek out a little bit of history.
Who wouldn't be interested in seeing a little history?
Well, that's a good way to look at it.
It's not every day I get to pass through history itself. It's why I decided to sit down.
Oh, God, would you two just get a room?
Well, maybe later, Charlie. That just might happen. We'll see. I don't want to be so bold as to talk to
I'm sorry.
That's quite all right. You're young. All right, let's play some cards. Let's get this last hand out here so we can let Con get on to whatever business it is he needs to get on to. Porter, which one would you like to beat? Would you like to beat Con or would you like to beat Jasmine? Actually, let me do it this way. This would be a much better way to do it. Charlie, who would you like to take your money from? Would you like to take your money from Jasmine or would you like to take your money from Con, since they both got 3s?
a con because I convinced him to stay another round. So
Just to take his money?
Yeah.
That's actually good reasoning. I will let Brent draw a chip for Joshua because that's actually a really good way to play that. At that point, Khan gets up. There, I stayed an extra
Thanks
round.
for staying.
Yeah, you've got my money. I'm good. We all agreed for next year, yes? Is that the plan? We're all still alive. Looks specifically at Charlie.
Oh, I'll be alive.
Next August, I'll be here. Ma'am, it was a pleasure to meet you, Mr. Holt.
Pleasure.
And then there were 3.
Nah, it's time for me to go too.
Are you sure?
Yep.
All right, you be careful down with them murders and things going on. Do you believe them tales about it being some sort of giant monster? That
Nah.
seems pretty silly.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Too much red eye in the folks telling those stories.
Yeah, I think that's probably true.
Besides that, don't care how big you are, get enough lead in you, you'll fall.
Very interesting way to look at it.
Thanks for the drink. Yeah, I almost want Charlie when he stands up to grab the rest of the bottle and walk off with it.
I'm okay with that.
So what brings you to Deadwood? We never really got to that topic.
I'm not really sure.
That's an interesting answer. I was expecting a lie of some sort, but your answer seems to have set me off. You don't know. There's really only one way in or out, safely.
Yes.
So you just decided to hop a train
To Deadwood.
and come to Deadwood. Interesting. Well, there is a lot to do here, especially if you like mining, or if you want to make money off the miners, if you fancy some ghost rock.
I think making money is probably the prime motivator here.
Oh, well, you've done all right so far.
I got lucky.
However you want to get it, that's just fine. There's probably a lot of ways you can get lucky, Mr. Holt.
I think it's probably time for me to go too.
Are you sure?
I'm sure.
She reaches over and she touches your wrist once again. That same kind of feeling that you got when you first saw her happens again, and there's just, it's not like you are sensing something of a supernatural nature or anything, but there's just something different. And she leans in and you get a closer look at her face, and you're not sure if it's the light, if it's the 3 shots of whiskey that you had, if it's a combination of both, or if there's just something unusual about her face. She leans in and she says, "You know, I'm not kidding when I said that there's something special about you."
I did just win a couple hands of cards.
Yes. And you get very good at dodging the nature of what I'm saying.
I don't know what you're saying at all.
No. It's, Alright, let's just leave it at that, I guess, Mr. Holt. But don't turn your back on your gifts. Let's put it that way.
That's when I stand up pretty fast at that point. And, ma'am?
See ya.
And I'm hustling out.
As you're leaving, you can hear her say, "Soon."
Now that Porter's curiosity is satisfied, but that's not to say Jasmine's has been, it's time to get back to work. And Young and Holt make an unexpected move in our next issue, A Step Towards Evil. The part of Joshua Young is played by Brent Rich, Porter Holt is played by Brad Smith, and your intrepid Marshal is played by Chris Hussey. Deadlands and Savage Worlds are the property of Pinnacle Entertainment Group. Learn more about their great games at their website, peginc.com. And of course, thanks always to our friends at Fear the Boot. Support their Patreon at patreon.com/feartheboot. Thanks also to their network, the RPG Academy, for their support. Learn about them at therpgacademy.com. Intro music provided by the Eaglestone Collective. Sound effects by Plate Mail Games. Hear what they have to offer at platemailgames.com. Contact information for the cast, as well as music links, can be found in the notes on our website, youngandholt.com. If you enjoy these issues, please consider dispensing a lovely 5-star review on wherever you do listen from. Please search for Fear the Boot Actual Play. It's kindly appreciated. I'm Ernest Wick for the Tombstone Epitaph. And remember, evil deeds, like fire, can be hidden for a short time, but the smoke cannot.